No, the Real Logans. We should get like a little intro sound, right?
We can make one.
Is this episode 4?
Episode 4, yes.
Don't look at the board. I'm kidding. Now everybody knows our secret.
Everyone's got to have a cheat sheet.
Touche. This is not like a giant teleprompter. I'm Ron Burgundy. I'm Ron Burgundy. Well, here we are, the Real Logans.
Hi.
Episode 4. What are we going to talk about today?
Well, last week we talked about
buyers.
buying homes.
Yeah.
And a little bit behind the scenes there. So maybe today we should do something for sellers. We've had a lot of listings come through, and I think that would be beneficial.
Cool. I really just keep thinking about the whole podcast that we did with the whole like husband and wife working together. And I want to make sure that we get, I want to put that out more too.
Okay.
Clip it out, put it in the new little thing, and then
Thing.
run it.
Hashtag thing.
All right. So selling a home. We're selling a home this time. Last time we were buying a home. And that was just kind of like a surface scratching, like we're buying a home. You know, like I said before, I'll do a little singular thingy with the buyer power checklist to throw in there too.
Okay.
So it's just like look at my checklist. Are you comfortable with doing these things? No? Then we're not going to do them.
Yeah.
But this is what it's going to take to get you into a home. We actually used it twice this past week. It was pretty cool. Client called, checked it out. We want to put an offer in, reviewed the buyer power checklist, and then next thing they call me back like, hey, look, we want to do this instead. I'm like, let's go. And I'm just taking that we were number 2 with the offer since we didn't get it. But selling a home is, everybody does the whole list to last, realtor-wise, and then, selling the home, and, that's the inventory, that's the supply. But what sellers don't understand, I'm sure a lot of them do, it's just a matter of they need to hear it from people, so it's not like, your kid's hearing something from you, and then they don't listen until someone else tells them. The truth's about prepping, pricing, and showing your home. It's a lot that goes into it. It's not really just a sign in the yard, open house, lockbox contract. It was during COVID. I mean, hell, there was sometimes we even get a lockbox on the house, or at least a sign in the yard, and the house was like, "Hey, we want this." I'm like, all right, cool. But now it's more of a like prepping the home. Pricing's a big thing these days too, especially when we're going through different markets. There's not more of a, we don't have a steady market year round, but it's a steady market, but just it's a softer market in certain times of the year. And, we've been using that term softer market with a lot of our sellers in the last couple of months, so they understand, hey, look, I have to move. It's not like I want to wait until the spring and summer when that's that like, that spring market where everything's popping off. It's like, hey, I got to move.
Right.
Military, PCSing, I got to go.
Yeah, they have no choice.
Nope, they got to go. So it's one of those where, I was having a conversation yesterday with the people I'm going to meet tomorrow where it's like, hey, this house sold, our neighbor's house sold for X amount of dollars. And I was like, hey, that sold in March of this year though.
Oh, totally different market.
Way total. Yeah. And then they were like, well, the house next to that sold for X amount of dollars. I was like, well, that one sold in June. I'm like,
again,
still
totally
a different
market.
Still a different market.
I mean, September was a totally different market than today.
Well, I mean, with the DMV, everything is different. It's not just like hey, this is how it rolls. This is what we do. It's like the DMV has multiple market shifts throughout the year, and it's not really that shift. When we talk about a shift, it's like a buyer's mentality, pricing, buyer activity, things like that, but we go through multiple shifts throughout the year with what a market can or can't do for a seller.
I mean, all over the place, though. It's always softer during the holiday season.
Yeah. I mean, you're like scrolling away cash for the holidays. You're going on trips, saving up money for taxes,
all the things
bills, pays, adult. Yeah, I mean, it's
Christmas
just one of those
shopping.
things. It's just one of those things, like Clark Griswold. He depends on his bonus, for a salary. And when you get a Jelly of the Month club, that ain't
cool.
Yeah. So back to the whole point of prepping a home, pricing it, showing it. We have a guide, our what to expect seller guide that we had built out, with the help of Glover U and the Glover cats. That was pretty cool. Prepping a home for us when we walk into a home, when people say, hey, look, come tell me what I should or shouldn't do.
Correct.
What's your answer?
Typically it's you need to paint. You need to do carpet. Those are the most worn out things.
I mean, the high
Declutter.
traffic areas, furniture, rub it up
Touch
against
up.
walls,
At
hanging
least at
pictures.
bare minimum, touch up. I mean, I don't feel like I've been in one house that's been like the carpets in the bedrooms and stuff. You might not notice it, but things get spilled.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently.
All the time.
And kids like to cover it up so the parents don't know what happened.
I don't go back there.
So that's always a big deal.
Yeah.
Taking things off walls.
I mean, we have that golden rule.
Yeah.
In our booklet, and I think that was it's one of those like this passed down kind of golden rules in real estate.
Quite a few people put things away that you wouldn't want other people knowing you have.
Well, that's obvious. That's a given. Yeah, I think that's a given.
When you have to
valuables. Well, the
medication.
We'll talk about the whole golden rule to depersonalize and declutter. Right. Obviously declutter.
Well, they typically just think like taking pictures off the walls, family pictures is fine. I'm saying take down your college degrees. Put your mail away. You don't want your bills sitting out.
Yeah, true.
It's
clutter.
Right, but
well, I always tell people I go in it too. I mean, you and I have a different approach where we still get the same job done, where I go in and I want someone to come in this home and I don't want them to see that you're living here. I want them to be able to imagine them living here.
Well, it's always easier when people move. They're like, hey, I need you to sell my house. I moved out already.
Here's the keys. Let me know when I need to sign.
Prime listing.
I mean, that's quick close, right. Carte blanche, open house, showings. Don't have to worry about things. That's fine. But yeah, I want people from a prepping standpoint to understand that no one cares about the picture you bought 25 years ago on a trip to Venice that spoke to you. Because that is something someone right now might see and be like, oh my God, what is this? And they're just going to be stuck on that picture while they're looking at the house.
I walked through a house one time that had this beautiful horse picture in it. Remember that one big house over?
Yeah, now we have horse pictures in our house.
Now you have horse pictures. But I could never find that picture. And I paid more attention to that picture than I did the rest of the house.
That's why I want that gone.
Right.
Because I want people to see your home.
Yeah, my bad. I don't think I was a realtor when I did that. So
you were probably just like tagging along in the biz, like, oh, John, can I go see houses with you?
Exactly.
Sure, let's go, babe. But no, I tell people, I'm like, look, you've lived here for 20, this is a home. This is your home. You're making a decision to leave the home and buy another one, relocate, move, whatever the next chapter is. It's no longer going to be your home.
Right.
We have to look at it as a business decision.
So now we are detaching the emotional standpoint.
Yeah. I want people to see, I want you to not make it your home anymore, even though, I mean, I don't want to sound callous here. This sounds terrible, but I want people to see what they are able to make this home. I want how to make it theirs.
Right.
I don't want them to come in and be like, oh, that's a cool knife block, or, well, it's not staying. So get it out of here. I want people to clean counters, clean fridge, pictures down, like it's degrees, family photos, valuables, any kind of pictures from or art or whatever might be important to them isn't important to somebody else.
Correct.
Which isn't no, not at all. But we want a clean slate.
Right.
I don't have to be a model home. Like walking through a model home and there's like these fake plants and things laying around. Like, we don't need that.
I mean, we have a lot of fake plants, so.
You can't keep them alive and neither can I.
I've kept kids and a dog alive, so. I think I'm doing okay. If I kill a few plants.
Gold star. But yeah, so there's that as far as prepping. I mean, a lot more goes into it from like a face-to-face and a sit-down consultation, but that's the truth. I mean, the truth is buyers coming into a home to buy, they don't want to see you. They don't want to see you. And that, I mean, that goes into the whole thing as far as like the emotional side of things is like detaching the emotion from the business decision that we're about to make here.
Right.
Because when you remove the emotion from it, in my opinion, it's one of those where, all right, cool. We're leaving this home. We're making X amount of dollars in this home. We're taking X amount of dollars to go to our next retirement forever, next chapter home. And that's going to be where we're going to set up shop and, home, family, love, holidays, things, So taking the emotional side out of it, it's difficult for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
When people have been there for 15, 20 years, that's a huge, plus 20 years plus, that's a whole thing where, all the things they've accumulated over the years that, they don't need, they don't know they don't need it. They're never gonna use it again, or the home itself
The home itself is, I feel like, the more difficult thing just because of memories.
Yeah.
When we sold our house in North Carolina,
That was huge.
not even selling it, renting it out. When we rented it out for the first time,
You were
and
like,
we
I
moved
don't want to
back.
rent it. Can we just get rid of it? I don't want other people.
Correct.
Yeah.
And not being able to go to it when we still own it. That was the worst.
Well, I mean, that's an emotional thing because of the emotional ties we had to it. So, but me being me,
There were no emotions.
there were some emotions, but it was the
first house.
Emotion versus the business decision. Hey, look, we got to sell it. We got to rent it. This is why. This is what we can do with it. This is what's going to happen.
Right. But even just looking at it, when we had to go through and get it ready to be rented, we had to paint things.
New floors, paint.
Lily's room. That was the most devastating thing in the world for me. Painting over.
I know. So that's the emotional. I mean, that's an emotional piece of things that we have to tell people. Like, I think we had a listing over the summer where the wife, mom, she had painted a mural.
Yeah.
In the baby's room, and I'm like, I am going to tell you right now, I love the mural, and for the kid, it's amazing. But to sell your home, or at least to appeal to other people for, let's
right.
we have got to get this room painted.
As a closing gift too, we took a beautiful picture of it and gave it to her.
Yeah. So, but that that's just how
right.
That's yeah. So, I mean, from the emotional side of things, yeah, I mean, that's a big piece, and that's one of those where from a consultation point, sitting down with people, the expectation and the reality of it is, just what has to happen, why and how we try and make it palatable.
Yeah.
Softer, not a Band-Aid rip-off goodbye. Like, that's just not how we roll. So that, I mean, prepping the home goes into the emotional piece things too, because when people start taking down the photos and the paint, it's just like a dang, here we go.
Yeah.
So, and our job is to get them excited for the next chapter.
Right.
Like, try to soften that with the excitement of the next chapter.
And making things go as smooth as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So we have the painters, we have the carpet guys, we have
we have
the people to do
because no one has these. I mean, some people do because they've hired these companies and they've come and gone, and it's just but other people, when they don't, they're like, I don't have time for this. Can you take care of it?
Wait,
100%. Got it. Done. Got it. Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. Showing the home. That's always a battle, in my opinion.
Something you wish sellers knew about home showings.
Oh, man. Something I wish sellers knew about home showings. Means probably getting some flack, but buyers are going to go through everything. They're going to go through your house. Closets, drawers, bathrooms, you name it. They're going through your house.
Sinks, 100%, because I look in people's bathroom sinks because I'm looking for leaks. I'm not going through their stuff, but I am opening the cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, us as realtors just making sure there's no leaks and the bottom of the cabinet's not rotted out.
Right.
But how much room's underneath this cabinet for the organizer that I just bought?
None.
Dang it. Well, I guess I got to return it because the house is beautiful.
Right.
But that's probably one of my big, like, I don't wish, but sellers need to know that, you know, when you're prepping your home, that buyers are running through your house. They're not trying your clothes on, so chill with that.
Right.
But they're going.
They're not opening your drawers to your
Yeah.
dresser.
Oh wow, this is great furniture.
No,
is this hardwood?
We don't allow that.
No, they're going through the cabinet. They're going through the kitchen drawers.
Clearly.
If you have a closet organizer, they're not going through it, but they're like, wow, that's cool. Going through the basement. I mean, they're going into everything.
Right.
I mean, when people declutter and they stash everything under the stairs, and you're like, well,
don't open.
Guess I'm not going in here. That's that.
Or in the garage.
Yeah.
But it's also one of those things too, like we as the realtors for the buyers also prep them saying, hey, people still live here. So there is going to be stuff stacked somewhere. It's probably in some room that we're not going to be able to get through to.
Well, yeah. I mean, we get that question, hey, is the home vacant or are people living there? Well, it's for sale. I've got a lockbox, so yep.
Ooh, something I wish sellers knew.
What?
That they should not be around for the showings.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, that goes back to the whole thing of buyers want to come in and see the home for themselves with how they imagine it. When you have a seller who is in the home for the showing,
about what little Jimmy did back in 5th grade,
and that raising the kids here, and it was so memorable. And I mean, like, the painting the picture for like another family coming in is one thing, but when you're sitting there and, like, you know, we're a half-hour tour, 45-minute tour, and the next thing you know, we're an hour into, you know, year 10 of us living here and what we've accomplished and done. I mean, that's where a home loses the luster for a buyer who may be interested.
Yeah.
They forgot about the granite. They forgot about the basement. They forgot about the equity stance they could have with a down payment and some sweat equity. They're now focusing on, well, we can't paint the door jamb.
Right.
We've watched little Jimmy from 3 feet to 7 feet tall. We can't paint that because what if they come back to the house? They'll be upset. That's what happens with buyers' minds when a seller stays and gives the story.
Right.
I mean, a lot of the good things that we do see when we have that happen is a seller will leave a note. This was our home. Memories were here, and it's just there.
Yeah.
Read
it or you don't
read it or you don't have to. You know, that's a thing for sellers. I mean, we always want a seller to paint the picture of how wonderful their home is and how great of memories they can make there. But a buyer doesn't want to hear, you know, like intimate details of
correct
15 years of living.
Right.
They want to think about how they can make those memories with the home that's in front of them.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, the seller staying also is one of those where, I mean, there's instances where it's just creepy. Where, like, dude's just like having coffee in his underwear in the kitchen.
Yeah, smoking a cigarette and laying down. Definitely walked into one of those. Sellers are there for showings. We walk in, seller sitting at the front.
Seller will allow access.
No, seller was sitting at the kitchen table smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
And then we went downstairs and he's like, by the way, there's a buck hanging.
I hope you like hunting. I love it how this is just turned into like a whole, like, sellers, don't do this.
Don't have a fresh buck hanging.
This is how not to sell a home. No.
Right. We did not buy that home.
It's like, so we're going to get back on track here, I think, with the episode, because we're literally like stories.
Areas and sticking points.
Yeah. That's on the cheat sheet. That's on the teleprompter. Yeah, I mean, a big thing with showings also is understanding that people come on their schedule. They're not coming on yours. Obviously, it's your choice. It is your schedule. It is your home. You're living there. You're working there. You're whatevering there. But buyers have a schedule too.
Right.
You know, so it's one of those where, you know, from what we always tell our people, you know, go in shows, appointment only, courtesy calls. I mean, that's clearly the options we have as far as setting up showings. But when people are like, hey, appointment only, hey, no problem, cool. What's the window? 5 to 7 at night. Are you home the rest of the day? No, but the dog might be there.
slimming down your buyer pool.
So yeah, I mean, you're limiting the access to buyers who have the time, who have the cash, the means, the will to buy your home. Because someone comes in with so what if someone comes in between 5 and 7 with an offer that says, "Hey, look, this is cool," and you're like, "Oh, I love it. Let's go. This is an offer. It's an offer," but you're not waiting.
Right.
I want it now. I want this. I want to be done. Well, let's run it through the weekend at least, and you guys go on like a day trip so we can at least have an open house, so we can run it through everybody to come in here to maybe get more money.
Or you had someone who tried to schedule it at 2 p.m. but got declined because your window's so small.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing. Understanding that showing the home is a big thing. Showing access to the home for a buyer's agent is a huge thing. I wish sellers knew that it's a team effort here. Yes, you are the homeowner. Yes, you have the product, the supply, but the demand is wanting to see the home when they want to see it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a big thing because when we run small windows, like you said, it just eliminates the ability for someone to come in and see it. Because what if they're like, well, I couldn't get in there, but I got in somewhere else and I made an offer on that one.
Right.
I really wanted that home, but this other home, it checked the majority of the boxes, but
and I could get in.
The showing window wasn't willing to work with my schedule.
Right.
And that's like a good agents also say, hey, look, let's chill. Hey, your window is small. Got it. Cool. We'll work with it. But let's open up Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. Roll an open house. 2-3 hours. Just go away. Let people just come and go.
Yeah.
And then make a decision Sunday night, Monday morning, something like that. That's a big thing, I think. Pricing.
Well,
I love pricing houses.
I love being a buyer's agent.
That is true. We actually had the conversation yesterday. We were like, I'm like, listings. Becky's like, oh God. But no, I mean, pricing a home, I mean, it's not difficult, but it can be difficult when you take your pricing to the seller. Like, hey, this is my opinion. I think it's either this or this. And it's going to fall somewhere in between here. And if it goes above, that's even better.
Right.
It's obviously comps, comparables, updates, bathroom, square footage, bedrooms, finished basement, non-finished basement, acreage, placement of the home in the lot, neighborhood, HOA, CPRA, whatever's there. I mean, that's all taking place.
Right.
Had the conversation yesterday with someone talking about listing their home next month where we had to bring up CPRA because in a softer month with affordability, with what people may or may not want to do. Now they got a $1,400, HOA, which break it down over 12 months, no big, yeah, but it's still an extra $100 or so a month. They got to calculate that in their monthly. But if someone wants the home, they're going to want the home.
Right.
It's a moot point. It's done. So pricing. I mean, my big thing with pricing is we go into it with a obviously picking the comps, pulling the comps, highest to lowest, going from that route. And then from there, give them the opportunity to tell, hey, look, I think from what you're telling me, my net proceeds will be, I'm good with X amount of dollars on the house. I won't go lower than, this number, but I'm cool with starting here.
Right.
And then obviously the market tells us, and we always make sure that the client and the seller know, hey, look, the market is going to dictate what your house sells for, no matter what you think your home or even what I might think your home might be worth. Correct. Obviously, as professionals, we're supposed to come in and be like, hey, expect this, but also expect this, being that whatever variable might pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's one of those. And another thing with the pricing is that we come in with a, high, low, middle. And we try and put them in the middle of the, that lower tier, or if they're really wanting that higher dollar off the bat, that higher tier, it's a mentality thing. It's not just like we're trying to get a lower price. It's more of a time of year type of house where we feel comfortable. Can we get it? Can we price it low to bring in more offers, more buyers, more exposure? Do we price it higher to bring in non-tire kickers, people who are serious, ready to make a move right then and there? They're willing to go up and over a little bit to get it done. Right?
Agreed.
Yeah. So give them that option too,
So I priced a house back in September. I had the listing agreement signed and the comps were great. And then the government shutdown happened. And no showings,
I
no
feel like
nothing
prices have
ever
dropped.
since.
Price decline in certain areas, but I feel like since the government shutdown, it was one of those where like prices were like.
But that was one of those scenarios
came back
that
up.
like you had no idea that that was even going to be a
No.
factor when you initially.
I mean, news
did
is
your
news,
price.
and you hope for the best that our politicians that we trust
Right.
will get the job done, but clearly not.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think it's from that what you're saying, because I think my house that we have is just like it's hanging out only because it was a different market pricing and we're just stuck on. But prices went down a bit in certain areas after everything opened back up. Things are back to normal. Kind of just went back up
In certain
areas.
places,
Yeah, I mean that hyperlocal narrative.
Right.
Yeah. So, I think I would talk pricing and showings together, where we discuss the market traffic, market pricing, showings. Where if your tall tale sign, if the house is priced right, is showings.
Right.
Why aren't anybody showing my house? Your marketing's not working.
At this point, yeah.
My marketing doesn't matter. They're gonna see the house. This is 2025,
Right.
about 26.
Zillow,
MLS, Redfin, all a gajillion apps that every other realtor has. As long as that client trusts that realtor and that realtor is good at their job, they're seeing that home. Obviously, neighborhood exposure, open houses, door knocking, neighborhood open houses. I mean, that's all great and grand, but if you don't have any showings, you're priced high. And I think that's one of those where people need to understand where we do what we can and we give you the information that we have.
Right.
It's really gray, but it's black and white.
And that's where I got stuck with my house that I have listed right now. When we did our pricing in September, it took us a month and a half to declutter.
Yeah, and that's one of the, hey, guess what?
Kind of hurt.
Market's kind of shifted. It took you this long to get it ready.
And then the shutdown happened.
Yeah.
And then we went active. And I was like, probably the worst time ever, but we're going to do it because you guys need to move.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's like the thing, like with pricing. I mean, like it's not like it's a boilerplate. I mean, we do that strategic pricing plan.
Right.
And then from showings to correlate with pricing is, I mean, we have different infographics, but it's like the fishing one or the red light, yellow light, green light, where red light, no showings, yellow light, some showings, green light, all the showings.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Fishing, baits up top, baits in the middle, baits at the bottom, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
But it also only takes one showing. Like it could.
Yeah.
It just takes one showing to get that one offer, and then.
Yeah, I mean, it is long. Yeah.
As long as you're not in a rush or you're not settling, it's something that fulfills.
Hey, this works. This works. We're willing to concede whatever. This works. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's like from pricing and showing. Yeah. It's just pricing can go on forever because people are always asking about it, and like I think Bob. Did you see Bob Tompkins' video the other day? Is like realtor going to a holiday party.
No.
And it was just like a montage of like, how's the market? How's the market? How's the market? How's the?
I feel like
this is like
everywhere.
The Twilight Zone. It's like, dude, I walked into a place like I don't. Where did we go this weekend? I don't even remember where we were, but like 3 people like, how's the market?
Right.
I'm like.
A Christmas tree lighting.
Yeah.
That's where we were, and you got asked that.
Hey, everybody gather around. We're going to have a quick story before we light this tree. So the market is fine in the DMV. The market is moving in the DMV. It's slower because it's winter like it always is. It's picking back up in the spring like it always does because we have people calling us to prep for the spring.
Right.
We have other agents we know that have already said they have listings coming on in the spring. It's fine.
We have 3 coming right now.
Yes, we're softening. This market is softening. Real estate is softening. Prices are softening. It's a correction. It's not a crash.
COVID.
Someone asked me the other day, are we crashing? I don't want to buy a home because I think it's crashing. No. We're still in a correction. Like, we're still correcting what happened. It's still happening. We've been in a recession. We've been in a housing recession for almost 2 years. Like, it's just a correction that is coming. Find out when it ends, but we're not crashing. You're not losing every dollar you have. This isn't 2008, 9, 10, whatever. This isn't happening.
We're not going into foreclosures.
No, because you don't have variable rates being called up and you can't afford it.
Truth.
So, how we support sellers to keep things stress-free. You know, when we have that on there and we're looking at it, and I've been looking at it for the last couple of days, I'm like, you know what? What I have above that too is we exist to make life transactions feel orderly, not chaotic.
Yes, we bring the chaos home to us.
Yeah, love that for us. But no, I mean, sellers have enough going on. I mean, clients have enough, buyers or sellers have enough going on. You know, especially with a selling point to where the seller is working, raising kids, sports, figuring out dinner, but the house is for
emotional
sale.
side, essentially.
Yeah. Yep.
You can do your emotions. You can feel everything you're feeling as the seller, and we will take the negotiations, the property inspections, and we'll handle things on our side as much as we can with obviously your input, because it is your.
I mean, it's ultimately their choice.
We will guide you and help you make these decisions and make it easier as much as we can.
Gosh,
Fluffy.
Chair's just all wonky. But no, that's where, yeah, I mean, the emotional side piece coming out is where it's like, look, we're professionals for a reason.
Right.
We do this day in and day out.
Right.
We talk to the listing agent. The listing agent, you know, or the buyer's agent talks to their client.
Right.
What we get back is what we bring to you. And we bring it back to when, you know, obviously when like an absolute decision that you, like, I can't make it for you.
Right.
You got to make. But I can battle, you know, the BS and somebody trying to put trying to play hardball when it's like, dude, look, you're hitting fouls.
The guy
you're hitting foul balls all day long.
The guy that tried calling you and trying to get
my listing, my seller's decision is literally what it came down to. My seller still owns the house. Yeah, your buyer's buying it. He doesn't own it yet. You know, and it was one of those where like trying to give me the wrath about you need to control your seller. I'm like, it's the seller's house. It was
What did you end up saying to this buyer's agent who was like, well, my buyer really wants to get in. He's having a hard time with being okay with buying this house.
And that's when I go to my seller and say, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling about this. And he's like, nah, you know, let's do what we need to do. They can do their walkthrough when they can do their walkthrough, when they need to do their walkthrough. Because it was like the guy was they were trying to constantly get in, and it got to a point where my seller started feeling like they were trying to constantly get in to find a way out of the out of the contract.
But the guy ended up saying to you, I can't control him, you're his buyer. And what did you say back?
I don't remember.
That sounds like a you problem.
That is definitely that's I mean, I do not like talking like that to people, especially when like we're all trying to work for the same goal.
Right.
But
he was not working with us.
When you think you have the power, which that's not how it should be. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's more of a we're together. We do this together. And I'm sorry, man, but my seller says no.
Right.
Like that's the answer. That's the answer. That's not a.
There's no negotiation.
That's not keep me on the phone for 20 minutes and try to belittle me about how I can't do my job, or belittle my seller because he's being difficult, because clearly your buyer is, you know, putting out the vibe that he made it, that you allowed him to make a bad mistake or bad choice. That's not that's not my problem. So as far as the stress-free thing, that's like the behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Stuff.
That's what we're doing
That's
here.
the behind the scenes stuff that like sellers, you know, where we take the stress off of people. And like my guy was cool. Like I told him, like I called him. I was like, hey man, like this is a scoop.
But we also have that relationship with our clients to where
like, hey, well, how do you feel?
We're going to tell you how things are going on the backside.
Yeah.
So you know that it's just not like us sitting waiting for things to happen, and then when something happens, all hell breaks
Well,
loose.
exactly. Well, and that's the thing. The relationship I had with this guy was like, look, I told him flat out what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Told him, scenarios of what I've experienced in the past with how people acting like this, what could possibly happen. And even talking to him and be like, hey, look, do you remember when you were buying your house?
Right.
We wanted to be in there for a few measurements here and there. I knew you. I knew what you wanted to do. They didn't know you. They
Right.
didn't know what you wanted to
They
do.
don't have the relationship with you.
Yeah, I remember he wanted to go in for flooring because they wanted to replace some flooring.
Right.
They wanted to go in for some measurements for couches and rugs and things like that, and curtains and blinds. Cool, no problem. But when the seller said when I was on that buy side, that for him, that's kind of what went down.
Right.
And he was like, cool, I get it. I can get I understand the mentality. We'll wait. And then just that coming back was like, he's like, dude, this is funny. He's like, full circle, huh?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, but you weren't trying to get out of the contract. So
yeah,
that was fun.
Cool.
But yeah, I mean, the stress-free part, from a military relocation, also PCS, a retirement, downsizing, a family member passing, that's just one of those things where, like, as professionals, our job is to take that just take that and remove it, the emotional side.
Yeah.
To where all the behind the scene things, that people don't want to see, we still give our clients the insight.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not just like, are they even working?
Right.
Like,
we do check.
What are we paying them for?
And again, this goes back to the last episode. We do our check-ins. So if you don't hear from us, no news is good news, but we are still working on your transaction in the background.
Is everything okay? I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Cool. Me neither. I haven't heard from the buyer's agent either. So, but no, stress-free. I mean, a big thing with the stress-free piece of things, being that we do a lot of military relocation, is that, they're looking at a different state. They're getting their kids enrolled into schools. They're looking
There's
at
a whole other focus.
Gyms. They're looking at grocery stores. They're looking at commuting routes. They're too busy buying their next house. Like, cool. I got you. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. We're here. We have a whole little checklist that we go over, and like a fun thing for kids too. But it's one of those things where, like, I can just sit here and on this all day long and say, "Oh, we got you." But how do you got me?
Prove it.
And it's hard to prove it just here. I mean, like, I don't have like, hey, this is all you do. No, I mean, like, we sit and we talk. We form a relationship. We make sure it's going to work, to where I want to work for you and you want to work for me, and I gain your trust as far as, I got you. So from a military standpoint, it's hard because a lot of these, like, military friendly people that come in and they're like, oh, I can sell your house. I'm military friendly. My neighbor's brother's dog's owner was in the Navy or something.
Brother's owner.
That's good, right? That was good. But, like, those are the people that are like, oh, I got you. And they just go in because it's a quick check, because they don't understand, like, look, just because you just want to get paid doesn't mean, like, there are all kinds of stressors in someone's life that are PCSing.
Husband or wife, whatever, have to check in, and then they're separated from this whole transaction. And it's just partial family doing
Ready for this one?
The move.
Ready for this one? My husband's orders, or my wife's orders, whatever, got dropped. We have got to relocate in a home, and he has to report in 15 days after he gets back from deployment. How is the brothers, uncles, cousins, dogs, uncle's owner going to be able to figure that one out if they're not really, like, all up in it for him?
Right.
Like, that's when, like, that's when we come in and, like, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm part of the family now.
Right.
I lived that life.
Exactly.
I lived that life. Like, you bought our house. I mean, you didn't buy our house, but you gave me, I was deployed, and you were like, hey, we're buying a house. I'm like,
I had a whole spreadsheet for you.
I'm like, I'm deployed. I mean, we weren't in a crunch like that, but I mean, I was deployed. You did the research. That was your thing. You worked. I got a spreadsheet of homes. Like, hey, look, these are the pros and
Because you
cons of
told me
these
you
3
weren't-
areas. And when I got back, we went on 3 house tours in a week, and we picked a house.
Mm-hmm. But it was also like we were building a house, so we had to do it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the thing with that is understanding what it takes to take the stress out of that.
Right. That was essentially the same thing. Yeah.
Like, Lieutenant Dan's coming home in 2 weeks, and we got to be somewhere in 15 days. It just came off the top of my head. I know, my bad. Got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. But it's one of those where people don't understand how stressful it is for a spouse to have Jimmy and little Susie still trying to function as children, grow,
While they move.
socialize, be normal, and relocate to a new area. They have no idea where they're going.
That's stressful enough.
Just the thought of that as a parent is like, Jesus, I hope this kid doesn't
crash out.
That's all I need. My kid to crash out because we're moving.
Right.
You know?
No, that's what we want to alleviate.
Yeah. So the stress piece is one of those. Yeah, we're experienced. We've done it before, not to that degree, but we've done it before. Like that's personal to us,
right?
To where we can relate with people,
mm-hmm.
Not the dog's owner, uncle,
dogs, brothers,
cousin, uncle's sons, dogs, sister's uncle, who has the MRP.
I hope that gets clipped out. Like as a separate clip, so we can just post that.
Just type it in.
Yeah.
Dog's uncle.
Anyways.
Cool. All right.
I think we've hit enough on this.
I mean, there's a lot that goes into selling a home. It's not just what we talked about today. It's more of a relationship-based approach.
Right.
You know, it's not just the sign, I'm not signing anything. I don't want you to sign anything. I might not want to work with you. No,
we definitely don't want you to sign anything just after talking.
Yeah, we want to go in and make sure that we're the right fit.
Right.
You know, from the from having you, gaining your trust.
Right.
You know, I don't want you to be like, yeah, your marketing plan sounds great. I want you to trust me that I can get your job done. The marketing plan is a marketing plan. You know, it's not boilerplate for every realtor because everybody does a lot of different stuff. I want you to trust me through my methods that I give you or that you give your clients that we can get the job done. Mm. In doing so, your move is going to be seamless.
Right.
You know, and if not, there's like a hiccup or two. Not the end of the world.
No.
Every move has a hiccup, whether it's a relocation or it's across town.
Okay. So if we've hit buyers, we've hit sellers.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do next?
I mean, I see balancing closings and kids up here, but I think we should change it up to let's bring somebody in next week.
Oh, who?
I don't know.
TBD?
Let's bring somebody in.
Okay. Like industry related?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, hell. I mean, I know, just
what a cliffhanger.
I know.
Oh.
I mean, like from an industry standpoint, I mean, heck.
Honestly, we could still do balancing closings and kids with a guest.
No, we'll do that. That can be a shorter one, real quick and easy. If I bring somebody in, it's going to be like what's going on?
Who the hell is coming to my house?
I don't know. Better get it cleaned.
Wow. There's that marriage.
You know, Fischetti loves being on camera.
Oh.
Could you imagine him just being like,
we're going to get Jay. Jay will come.
Breck for title. He could bring, Brick for title just to see, hey, look, what's title? Maryland's a title state, and there's no escrows when you're coming, from a relocation standpoint. There's not an escrow. We don't like close escrow. I mean, we do close escrow, but it's not like an attorney state.
We don't say that.
No, we don't do that here.
We don't say that.
You sign the deed.
This is not
you get the
Selling Sunset. What is that show? Selling Sunset, right? Right? The Netflix show? I don't even remember. I don't think I finished it.
I stopped watching it because when I started seeing those commission checks and how those people are living and they're renting houses, I'm like, you're renting a house and you make that much?
I think 2 or 3 of them buy
what is wrong with you
themselves.
Yeah, the owners of the company.
What a train wreck.
Yeah, but different other realtors are bringing perspective of the market or what they're doing and how they're doing. Home inspecting people, title. I was like, it'd be cool. The guy in Clarksville. I'm not gonna name names, but the big guy over there in Clarksville to see if he like, hey man, starting this thing and
that would be interesting.
That'd be cool, right? Wouldn't that be cool?
We would definitely not be doing this here.
No. I mean, why not? Who cares?
No.
Come see how
I kind of care.
Come see how us humble people live.
How us humble people.
Not humble. How us little people live.
Oh my gosh. I
know.
can't. Okay. Then
Yeah.
maybe we just do a shorter version for episode 5. And then
5 question Q&A, 20 minutes, bum.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool.
You love this, don't you?
No. My anxiety just went through the roof.
Are you sweating?
Yeah.
You look like you're sweating.
It's really hot.
All right, my homies. This was
I'm still doing that too.
What we have to. My homies. All right, this was our 4th episode. We're gonna try and keep it rolling. We are digging the likes, supports. If you can share it too, though, that'd be sweet. People are listening. They're subscribing. They're liking.
A lot of clips that go onto our Instagram page at the Real Logans.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube channel is gonna come.
Tons of views.
Yeah.
Tons of likes.
And
tons of followers.
And if anybody's watching and they have like tips for us to like
do better.
Oh my God, you guys are doing this and this is awesome. This is how you can get further out or do this or blah 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 without having to like hire some company that worked with a guy has like 1,000 phones in the wall.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to do that.
I'm not doing that. But like there's a dude across the pond where like there's videos where like these fake influencers have like 1,000 phones and like dude.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I want some real people. And because we're real people.
Yeah. I'm not trying to hire people yet.
Yeah, so like,
subscribe, comment,
share.
Yeah,
the sharing thing's cool. And if you want to be on this and if you think you have something that we might want to hear about,
let us know.
My viewers, our viewers are going to listen to us whether they listen to it or not. But if it's one of those where like you want to hear from somebody else about what they got going on,
right?
The Logans are cool and all, but episode 4, I need some meat and potatoes.
Yeah,
like,
give
what
me
some. What do you mean you need meat and potatoes?
This was a 40-minute long episode. I mean,
we're giving you the meat and potatoes of how we do our business, and we're not sitting down across a kitchen table
yet. Okay, we're done here.
All right.
Time for an afternoon
Till next time.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry. See ya.
Bye.